Art. It goes beyond brushes, canvas, and paint. Art can be expressed in a lot of ways, and one of them is through sculpture. Sculpture is an art form in which hard or plastic materials are worked into three-dimensional art objects. An enormous variety of media may be used, including clay, wax, stone, metal, fabric, glass, wood, plaster, rubber, and other found objects. The statues, clay formations, wood carvings, and other designs you see today are the result of art. Some are preserved and displayed in museums and galleries. Others are used on public or private residence, while others are found on parks or roadsides. Sculpture art requires a lot of skill, passion, and of course, wild imagination. And John Amanam seems to possess these qualities. John Amanam is a Nigerian inventor and sculptor who is using the art form to help physically challenged people by making prosthetics for them. John makes hyper-realism prosthetics that look exactly like human limbs. Most prostheses that are produced for the physically challenged are often designed for Caucasians and unsuitable for the Negro physically challenged people. John Amanam saw this problem and decided to provide solution by designing prostheses that are suitable and identical to the complexion of Negroes.
My name is John Amanam Sunday. I'm a sculptor and a prosthetic artist. I happen to study fine and industrial arts. I'm a graduate of the University of Uyo, and I'm a passionate artist. I love my work, I love my art. I grew up falling in love with art from a tender age, and it amazes me when I realize that I have lived my life as an artist. It gives me joy, and it also gives me that sense of fulfillment. Sculpture is an inbuilt, should I say it's hereditary, because I happened to grow up in a family where we had artists. My dad was an art-oriented person. My granddad, according to what I learned, was also someone who was creative. So I wouldn't say I learned sculpture or it's a skill I acquired. It's something that has been inborn. Though I went to school, I studied art, I specialized in sculpture, but art has been part of me. I would say creativity is hereditary for me. I developed the art of sculpture. I happened to grow up in an environment when I saw my dad spend much of hours in the studio trying to create one portrait or the other, one artwork or the other. He was a creative person, and he spent most of his time trying to develop art pieces, especially ceramic pieces. So I grew up with the art culture. I had the passion to study art. I had the passion to grow as an artist. This led me to a series of adventure in the field of art. I happened to attempt to further this knowledge by studying in the university and also acquiring more knowledge as a result of the competition, the exposure to other artists in the field. So I would say it's both a skill and also a talent. As an artist, I began monetizing my art right from school. When we were in school at the university, we were taught to not just to be the artist, but to add the business side of, involve the business side of art. So we had different classes of people coming for lecture, for portraits, different stuff. So we had this exposure to the business side of art. We realized we could make money from art. We realized we could foot our bills from the profession. So I started monetizing my art right from school, right from when I started the university. So it has always been that way until now. So I have learned over the years to adapt to the business side of art. Yes. For me, art is my life. In short, art is everything to me. It's my life. In short, without art, I can't breathe. I feel empty. Because I remember when I was studying, I actually studied philosophy, and due to the fact that my parents didn't want me to study art, and I felt very sad. I lived a sad life because I couldn't meet up with my passion. I was somewhere I felt wasn't the right place. I had this sense of sadness, a regular depression. So I wasn't living my life. And once I got the admission into the Department of Art, Fine and Industrial Art, I felt alive. I felt fulfilled. I felt happy. So if you take away art from me, you've taken my life away. You've taken everything, and in short, I'm lost without the art, because it's my source of happiness. It's my source of comfort. It's everything. In short, art is my life.
Una know they work. What did they happen for here? We wait for manager make up pay us our money. No work. Manager, what's happening here? Manager, why you dey hide? They no allow me go back. They say I go run. Manager, why you no use first money wallet bulk payment pay them now? Not true. Yes.
Amuna, calm down. Oh yeah, make una bring out una phone. Dial *894*1# to open your first money wallet. This money, it be like raw cash, you fit withdraw am, pay bills, or even transfer amself. I don't pay all of una. I beg you 5 goza for first money wallet.
Enjoy the unlimited life with First Money Wallet. Dial *894*1# on any mobile phone to activate now. You first. First Bank.
Ever since he started doing this artwork, God has been using him in so many areas. And he's a humble child. That's why God is raising him to this position. And I know that God will continue to use him because he's not a proud person. He's been helping putting smiles on people's faces, the amputees, and he has been helping them to come up again and be who they are.
The favorite part of my job is that feeling of excitement I derive and perceive from my clients when they get satisfied. I'm someone who likes realism. I like good finishing. I like finishing works of art to an extent of close realism or realism as per se. And I derive joy when I see my clients being satisfied, especially when it comes to prosthetic arts. You see, these clients are happy seeing maybe their lost part or their lost body part being restored. You see that joy in their faces. You see the smiles, the picture of hope I have given to them. So it's the most interesting part of my art. It is what I feel happy most about when I see my clients being excited, sharing that moment of joy is what gives me the most sense of fulfillment. I was most satisfied in the early days of my career. I think that was 2014 when my sculpture won for the University of Uyo, the Best Innovative University of the Year 2014. That was the most satisfying moment of my life as a sculptor. I could remember my lecturers coming with videos, as in the video of the event at Abuja, and they were showing them like, boy, you made us proud, you made us proud. You would see thousands of people standing to stare at my sculpture, and you see that excitement, that wow. You see people looking at this sculpture for minutes, and they get lost in the work and like, who did this? It was I wasn't there, but I felt so satisfied that at least finally I could make it as an artist, yes.
John Odo Ayenme. John Amanam tepem gbo tete. E tobo ma sto na ke fut rimbot te anam. Nam wo wo peke nyejip nyesen. Anam gbo do ami tidem me. We believe ka cha do mbo se na do ke si do ke si gop ke obi magara na chinam. Wo wo peke nyesen. Wo do ngo ka bi magara we ka bi magara ba. Ye di magara se ebe benanye. Ri yem no yanam wo no. Anam utong, anam ukut. Ado ta wo utong abati. Mmesi ko abati ta che no ye. Cha iro se nye ke gbebe ro ku fong wet. Ya ba se ngono no nya that talent. Nye di nam gboro.
I never had the plan of being a prosthetic artist. I didn't think of doing prosthesis because it wasn't my passion. As I said, I'm a sculptor. Prosthesis has to do with sculpture as well, but it's a field that was off my imagination. But this came as a result of I realized the problem. There was a need to be solved, and I am a passionate artist. When I see something, I like challenging myself. So I put it up on myself as a challenge, and that gave birth to the solution because I realized the need and I had to find a way, and the solution came. So from my journey as a sculptor, I had to go into prosthesis. I had to go into prosthesis because without sculpture, I couldn't have made prosthesis. So it's a process that was developed from my little exposure in sculpture. Some years ago, my younger brother had an accident in which he lost some of his fingers. And we were looking for a solution to that problem. Different people came up with different opinions. Some said we had to go to Germany. Some said, oh, he has to live his life and accept his fate. But as an artist and as a sculptor, I saw it as a challenge. How would I be a sculptor and my younger brother or such a need has risen and I can't stand up to the challenge? I decided to venture into solving that only for him as a need. I didn't intend to make it a business until I realized that it was a very serious problem, and we had series of amputees, series of amputations on a daily basis. And I now said, oh wow, this is a challenge, this is a business. I've been able to solve one man's problem, why don't I solve the rest of the people? So that was where that passion started coming up, and I started solving one problem to the other, from fingers to hand, from hand to leg, leg to ears. I was exploring and I kept researching. And that's what led me from one stage of prosthesis to the other. And I have a whole lot of products based on my research and discovery. Yes. Sculpture and modeling has changed my life. As I said earlier, without its art, and the art in me is the sculpture in me, I haven't given up on or surrendered the sculpture part of art, which is the fine side of art. It is all I have. It is all I always want to do. Prosthesis for me is the functional side of the art. I still cling to the fine side of the art as well. So as I solve problems for people, I have to solve my own problem, because sculpture is an expression from my perspective. I have to help people on the other hand, and also help myself. As I help people, I have to also fit my art curiosity in the sculpture by creating images or representing forms that are being my imaginations. That's how I can differentiate or shift away sculpture from prosthesis. It is basic, it's what I do, it's what I always do all the time. I choose to major in sculpture because I like sculpture. First of all, minus being an artist, I like sculpture, which has to do with molding, modeling, three-dimensional forms. I've had painting to choose, I had graphics, ceramics, textiles, and other fields I would have specialized in, but I like sculpture. I remember going around each sculpture at the university to know how the artist felt, because there's more stories. It's a deeper form of art. It has to do with bringing out forms, your imaginations in 3 dimensions. So I developed this love for the 3-dimensional forms, and this led me to choose sculpture as my specialty in the university.
What I can say about John's work is that it's a manifestation of super creative thinking. And the next day in 5 years, I'm looking at John, that he will be able to organize the global art culture here in Nigeria.
My name is John Amanam Sunday. I am from Akwa Ibom State. I am a sculptor and a prosthetic artist. I am a first-class material.